record this, and then I'm going to share my screen so Paul's video can play. So let's get that going on here. And welcome everybody to the Goal Crushers team call for June 14th. Is it 14th?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We got it. All right, so hopefully everybody can see this, and here we go.
Hey team, happy Sunday. Thanks for being on the call tonight. Hope you're having a great week. Congratulations. We had a fantastic week. Just in the last 2 days alone, we've added 6 new members to our family. And that is just awesome. So we're helping people. They're joining our team. We're helping them get started on their own fitness journey as well as their business journey. And that is so exciting. So congratulations. Keep up your good work. Okay, so I was supposed to be on the call tonight live, but from San Francisco, they canceled all my flying today, and they reassigned me to a trip, which they can do. And of course, the trip leaves right at 8 o'clock when we do our call. So I had to do this video. But, you know, that's kind of what happens in life. You adapt, you overcome, you find a solution, right? And we are in the solutions-oriented business. So here's a video instead of a live presentation. But I really wanted to talk about this tonight because it's very important that you understand what's coming up this Thursday on the 18th. So Beachbody's changed the way they do challenge pack orders just a little bit. And I want you to really understand this because it's going to be important that you tell your customers when they sign up for a challenge pack about this. So if you checked your coach email this week, you'll see that there was an update to the challenge pack purchase experience. And basically what happens right now when they purchase a challenge pack, they get enrolled for 30 days in the club membership, and then that ceases at the end of that 30 days. What's going to happen starting next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, the 18th, is when they enroll in a challenge pack, this is for customers, at the end of their 30 days of free club membership, it's going to start them on the club membership billing cycle automatically. Okay? Now, they can opt out of that, and they do that when they check out. The checkout screen will look like this, and it will show here a 30-day club membership. They can hit the remove. They'll still get the free 30 days, but at the end of the 30 days, it'll cease. No more club membership, no ability to stream workouts. So here's what I suggest you tell your customers. I would suggest you tell them to opt out of that, unless they are specific that they want to keep doing this. Tell them to opt out of that for 2 reasons. One, you don't want an angry customer calling you at the end of 30 days going, what's this bill for $38 I got from Beachbody? And then they got to make a phone call, and they got to get it removed, and they got to get reimbursed if they don't want that. The second reason is it kind of allows you to build a rapport with them and give them a heads up and tell them to try that streaming service. Because if they like the streaming service, you can always add on the club membership after, right? It doesn't cost anything to sign up for the club membership. It's just that $38 a quarter that they get billed. So that's what I would suggest doing with your customers going forward. Okay, so that's the big thing I wanted to make sure you guys understand and to make sure to tell your customers going forward. So, got some big things coming up here next month. We've got Summit. Summit's coming up. There are still tickets available to Summit. You can still go to Summit. Guys, I'm telling you, if you're serious about earning an income with this business, you've got to get to Summit. Summit will help you grow your business. We will find a way to get a hotel room. We will find a way to help you get transportation there. We will work with you. If you're new, if you're a veteran, it doesn't matter. It's important to get to Summit. I can't encourage you enough to do that. Okay? And speaking of Summit, during Summit, they're going to open up registration for next year's Summit, 2016. So if you're coming to Summit, make sure you have some extra money ready to go so you can register for Summit in 2016. If you're not coming to Summit, make sure you have some money ready to register for Summit 2016. You're going to have ample notice of when that's going to happen. And I would highly suggest you get ready on that day and register right away for Summit. Last year, Summit sold out within like a half an hour. And I was just happened to be sitting at breakfast next to Jeff Hill, Senior Vice President, Michael Neiman, Senior Vice President, and a couple of their salespeople. And I could overhear them, and they were just like flabbergasted, blown away that many people registered. And we've more than doubled the people coming to summits every year since I started going in 2011. This year, we're going to have 25,000 people. Probably over 50,000 people next year. So you're going to want to register right away for Summit. Absolutely. Don't forget to do that. Regardless if you're coming to Summit or not, get to your Super Saturday on July 25th. A lot of registration links for those events are open already. So get registered for your Super Saturday event. I know the July one that I'll be at in Chicago is already open for registration. So make sure you get registered and get to Super Saturday, July 25th. Guys, this is an event-driven business. Events build your business. Get to events and your business will grow. Your income will grow. It's so, so important. Okay, so now, those are the things I wanted to talk to you about. I want to turn it over to someone who knows all about moving and grooving. Mr. Ken Pink is going to talk to you about his favorite thing to do in the world. That's dancing.
All right. So let's see here. Why am I not on here? Let's see. Can everybody hear me? Shake your head yes or no. Okay. So I'm not sure why the speaker view is not on here, but we are going to keep going. So Paul was talking about Size, the new program that's coming out. A lot of people...
I just want to apologize to any of you who saw our dance video earlier this week. Yeah, that wasn't a planned thing. That was just something that we were doing in the garage, and I didn't realize we were going to be sharing it with everybody. So hope you had a good laugh, and it is fun though. So
yeah, so Size is coming out, guys. This is a new program that Beachbody is going to launch on July 20th. Now, is it only for people that like to dance? No, absolutely not. There are a lot of people out there that are dancers that are going to be wanting this program, but also there are going to be people that want to learn how to dance that want this. And as people that may not want to dance, right here, these two, we have committed to this program because we are running a business. This is a brand new program, and we want as many people out there to join on because social media is going to be blowing up of people posting videos of Size. When it first came out, I looked at Trenny and goes, oh boy, here we go, a dancing video. This is not for us. But you know what? We want to be a part of this because we know that at events, which are Super Saturdays, Summit, I'm sure that you'll actually see people doing these Size moves at weddings because it's going to be so big that you want to be a part of this too. I don't want to be standing there saying, oh man, I missed the boat. I should have been able to do this dance. So that's why we are joining in this and becoming a part of this. So I encourage you to do the preview. If you have Beachbody on demand, it's free for you. Do it. And it might not be comfortable for you the first time. It may take you 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But as long as you get it down, then you're going to have fun with it. You're going to sweat. You're going to work out. And this is a 4-week program. So even if you spend 4 weeks learning how to dance and having fun, it's okay. You're also going to be promoting it to your friends. It's going to be released on July 20th. So get ready for that. If you start promoting it now, you're going to have people that are going to want it right then. The first challenge group on our team calendar that does come out after Size releases is on August 24th. And so that will give people time to order it, get it in, and then on the August 24th challenge group, we'll probably have a lot of Size things going on. Dance contests, maybe do one move of size, do this move, and win a prize, things like that. So make sure that you are looking into it, you are doing your research, and you're making sure that when it comes out, you're ready for it. So it's not only for people that like to dance, but it's people that want to learn to dance, and it's also people like us that want to build a business. So make sure you do your research and get up on size. Also, that same day, July 20th, the Beachbody Performance line is going to come out. These are supplements that are top of the line. There's other companies that's all they do is supplements. So for Beachbody to have a top of the line supplement is amazing. They're going to be available home direct. You're going to be able to, get people on these that are wanting this. But I already have customers that do not. They go to the gym. They do whatever they want to do. They're already asking about these supplements. So again, do your research. Get the sample pack if they have that, but get ready to get this too, because another new product that's going to have a lot of hype and a lot of things coming out there. Who do we got next speaking?
Okay, so I am super excited to introduce our first speaker this evening. It's my dear friend, Stephanie Owen, and she is our newest Diamond leader. She's been Diamond for about a month now, and when I first signed up for this business back in January of 2013, Stephanie is one of the very first people that came to mind as somebody that I knew would do well at this business. She's very passionate about her own health and her family's health and helping others, and I just knew that this would be perfect for her. So she was a little busy at the time having twins, and doing that, but when the time was right, she came to me and she said, I'm ready to do this, and she hasn't looked back since. She's done an amazing job just every month reaching out to new people and hitting Success Club and juggling being a mom and a wife and a pharmacist, and she just does it all so well. So she's going to talk to us a little bit tonight about her journey and coaching and how she gets it all done. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Okay. Sorry. I'm flying solo right now, so sorry if the boys interrupt me while I'm speaking. And I'm sorry I don't have anything planned. I wanted to today, but I was at work and busier than I thought. But the one word that comes to mind when I think about what you need to do when you're a new coach is just to be confident. And I guess from what I hear from other top coaches when I listen to the National Wake Up Call is to fake it till you make it. And to me, just being confident in my daily conversations that I have with people or recommendations or reaching out to people is truly, I think, what's gotten me to where I am, as far as I am, I guess, as quickly as I have become. I'm not afraid to reach out to people. And like I told one of my other coaches who said she was afraid, said she was afraid to talk to people, was I told her that there's a computer in between you. So don't be afraid just to reach out and just say hi, because what's the worst that's going to happen? So that's pretty much, what's gotten me this far is I reach out to 5 people a day or more, and I just simply say hi. Whoever likes my posts, my pictures, my comments, I automatically friend them. I try to add myself to as many groups as I can that has to do with interests. So twin groups, mom groups, breastfeeding groups. My husband rides dirt bikes, so I even try to keep up with things that he looks at so I can befriend his friends, since I also try to add people to his legs as well, since I signed him up as one of my first coaches. So I guess I don't really have too much to say as far as how I've gotten this far, except for just be confident in what you're doing and what you believe in, and why you became a coach, and just keep your why up front and foremost, so you can continue to push hard every day.
No, that's awesome, Stephanie. A lot of people say that they don't have time to do things. How do you make time to do this with two twin boys that just turned a year old?
I've set aside business hours now. I didn't in the beginning. It was, and like I asked you guys 100 times, you know, how do I manage my time better as a new mom? Because before I felt like I was always on my phone. And so now I only check messages quickly throughout the day. So if the boys nap, which is rare, I wish they did nap so I could get more stuff done. But from about 9 o'clock till 11 or 12 sometimes is when I set my hours. So I can respond to all my messages. I check my challenge groups in the morning. Not to get too personal, but luckily I'm still nursing the boys because that's what actually gives me time to check in on my challenge groups and quickly respond to people. But the main portion of my time is during those hours from 9 to 11 or midnight. And if I don't get to all my messages or follow-ups, I have to leave it for the next day. And I just started doing that today because I was staying up way too late checking up on messages. But the bigger you become, the more people you have to message. So I'm trying to learn to manage my time better with that now. I have about 30 messages in my phone I need to respond to today.
Gotcha.
Right. I think business hours are so important, and that's what we are trying to teach our coaches too, because you still have to have a life outside of Beachbody. You still have other priorities. And so business hours are really important. So if you haven't, you know, set those, or you haven't set time aside each day to do the business uninterrupted, you should try to find, you know, a half an hour to an hour. And it's like Stephanie said, the higher up you get, the more people that you know we'll have to check in on. And business hours are crucial. So I know since I started doing it, my schedule's worked out way better, and I'm much more productive, and I get a lot accomplished during those business hours. And then I still have time to be a mom and do everything else I need to do.
Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing that. And again, you just proved that you can get it done. You were on a call. You just made a call with two twin boys that just turned a year old. So
Yes.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, can I add in one more thing that's helped? I'm sorry. Make a list, because I'm so scatterbrained. I will pop in on one page and forget what I was typing and go to another group and go to another group. So make a list of like your top 3 things you want to get done that night, and that's super helpful. And you just cross them off as you go.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Perfect.
Good tip.
Thank you so much. All right. So now we have superstar coach Kayla. She is amazing. Just a second. I don't think Stephanie's video got muted here. I still hear babies. There we go. So I don't know if you guys have been following the amount of point volume that has been generated by our coaches, but there's different tiers that have been happening, and someone's been up in the 2,500 PV range, and her name's Kayla Riley. She started this business about a year and a half ago, so 2 years ago, but ever since then she's been just passionate about helping others. So let's hear from her. She's got some tips for you. Kayla, are you there?
I am. Thank you for having me. Yeah, you know, actually I have to agree with so much of what Stephanie said. Pretty much everything that she's doing as a new coach is exactly what I have done and have been able to implement over the years. August, actually, so just shy of 2 years. August will make 2 years that I've been doing this, and making a list, making you know, a to-do list. Who doesn't do this? You make a grocery list, you make a to-do list. I mean, it's one way to just stay on track. And I actually do a lot of my just day-to-day stuff from my phone. I still like pen to paper, and I actually have my notes right here, but I do use my phone a lot, especially while we're always on the go. And one of the apps that I use that's really helpful is called Awesome Note. And I use that to create lists, and it's everything from my grocery list to a to-do list to what to do today, what to do next week, what to do in a month, and you can set reminders, and it's great. So Awesome Note is something that I use to not have to worry about carrying a piece of paper around all the time. But I do like pen to paper, so I do have some notes in front of me, and you guys asked me to talk about well, when I had a conversation with Paul the other day, he asked me, he was like, well, where do you feel like your team is struggling the most? What do you find that you need, your coaches need the most help? And I think it all tying into also what Stephanie was talking about is talking to people. And the problem is that we don't have that confidence. And it could be different for every person why you have that fear. You're not 100% in knowing what you should do or what you should say. But the thing with this, and particularly for new coaches, is it is a numbers game. So the more people you talk to, the more people you're going to be able to invite in. When people say, well, I don't know anyone, and I only know so many people, and I don't know where, you're thinking small, and we want to think bigger. Every single person you talk to, every single one of them, anyone you come in contact with is a potential customer or coach. And once you start thinking that way, you will start to slowly be able to start having those conversations. Now, to have a conversation, what do you say? Well, my first question that I've asked my coaches, do you tell people what you do? Like, I think we're afraid to say, well, I'm a Beachbody coach, or I help people on their health and fitness journey. I run a fitness business. You want to be able to say things like that because that starts the conversation. Everyone talks about the book, Go for No. Like, if you go for no, well, actually what I wanted to really say is, like, if you don't say anything to anyone, you lose out. But if you say something and they say no, well, okay, well, whatever. But if you don't say anything, then you're missing out on other opportunities. The things that you'll gain from actually being able to talk to someone. You have more confidence. The confidence will build the more you practice. The old saying, practice makes perfect. The more you talk to people and say, hey, this is what I do. Hey, I'm a health and fitness coach. I help people on their journeys to just get healthier. Hey, I started this new business and I'm really excited about it. And going back to the Go Pro book, if I send you some information, would you take a look at it? Like, I'm really so excited about how this is coming together, and I would love to share some information with you. Would you take a look at it if I emailed you? All these different things of being able to share what you do. It is part of your job, whether it's a part-time job or whether you want to make it 6 figures. It's still part of who you are. So why wouldn't you want to share that? So I personally use the GoPro book often. It's become like my Bible in a way. There are scripts in there, and I've even had some coaches tell me, well, I like the scripts, like it sounds so formulated. Well, it is to an extent, yes. But if you actually memorize and master how those scripts work, how you can approach someone you know, someone you don't know, how you want to do it directly, maybe indirectly, it is literally laid out for you. And all you need to do is just master how it's written and then make it your own. Make it personal to you and to the person you're talking to. Or if it's a stranger, at least it's personal to how you would say things. And then that script becomes you, but you're still doing the same thing. I did this post I did a video sometime last year where I said, you know what? Eric Worre definitely knows what he's talking about. So I'm going to just follow his advice, literally to a T. And I took all different approaches, the indirect, the direct, people I knew, how I would talk to people I didn't know. And I literally took the scripts out of the book. And I made Success Club 11 in 10 days. And I remember doing a video on it too, to like share on the Goal Crushers page, because there's a momentum there, and it literally just following a script, but you just make it personal to your own. So if you don't have the GoPro book, or if you read it and you want to just have it out, underline, highlight, make notes, refer to it on a regular basis, because it really does help. I think we have to get out of our own heads We have to stop thinking that, well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to sell someone something. I don't want to be pushy, whatever it is. We have to get out of our own heads and get out of our own way and just focus in on what is our goal here, though. We obviously want to run a business. There is some personal gain for whatever your why is, but it is also because we want to help people and we want them to be healthier. We want them to have a more enjoyable life. They're not working for the bank. They're not running around crazy like a chicken without a head. You know, we want to help people to know that there's a better way. And that's why we became coaches. So when we start to believe that, that's going to come through with how we talk to people. So like, just for an example, like if I'm just talking to, let's say I'm out at a party or I'm out at a show, and whether it's maybe someone I know from the industry and work, or maybe I just met someone, they're like, oh, well, what do you do? Or what's going on with you? I'm like, I don't even bring up serious first, you know, or I'm like, oh, serious is same old, same old. As soon as I talk about being a DJ and national radio, like that's what everyone wants to talk about. I don't want to talk about that. That's old news to me. So I want to say, well, you know, serious is the same old, or, well, I'm a health and fitness coach. I always bring that up first, because then they're going to ask, oh, really? Well, what do you do? Are you a trainer? You know, they start asking questions. And as they ask questions, you can give some information, and then you can start asking questions to them. And just like any other interview where you would want to know things about someone to be able to help them, think of it as your best friend. They're struggling. Your best friend's struggling with something. When you want to ask questions to be able to know how you can help them. You know, it's the same thing with talking to a stranger or to even just a family member. And if you do it in a very casual way, this is what I do. I would love to help you if you're interested. If you don't mind giving me your email. Like, if you do it in that way, then it comes across no pressure. You're not showing that you're looking for a sale. And then they're going to react the same way. They're going to feed off of your body language. So, you know, everyone talks about this book, Go for No. I actually haven't read it yet. I'll be perfectly honest. I've been reading a bunch of other books, and it is on my list to get to. But I'm really now of the mindset where I look at everyone as a prospect. I look at the people who I want to work with. I want to every day, same thing. I set hours. I follow up with people. I talk to people, and no matter where I go, I make sure that they, as we're communicating, they know that I'm a health and fitness coach, and it just will open the door to conversation. You know, you're not trying to sell them a challenge pack that night. It's just about conversation. And if you can look at it that way, where you can take a little pressure off in your own mind, they'll have a little bit of the pressure off as well, and will be more open and receptive to the information that you're going to ultimately share with them. So, I just think really, you know, same thing with Stephanie said, fake it till you make it. I had to fake it. I didn't know. I still mess up. You know, the best coaches out there still mess up. But the more you do it and the more you practice, the more you'll be able to overcome your own hurdles. And then on top of being able to overcome the objections that people give you. I now have people who are like, okay, sign me up. They don't even ask how much the challenge pack is. So, like, at some point, you will get better at it, but you have to just get out of your own head and look at it as like, this is what I do, and I'd love to share some information about it. Like, really, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I don't know. I hopefully that's some advice that will help you. I'm happy to answer any questions too. But if you believe in it, then it'll be easier for you to talk to people about it, and looking at everyone as a possibility and as a prospect. So
I have a question for you, Kayla.
Yes.
So what would you say was like, I don't know if it was like your aha moment or the turning point when you went from wanting to be identified as Kayla the DJ to Kayla the health and fitness coach? Like, was there anything that made that happen, or?
I think I realized very early on that I needed to lead with the coach, because it would never get there in conversation. So I did kind of learn that, again, trial and error. You start to talk to people and I'm like, okay, and especially as a new coach, you're like, I got to get to Success Club 5. Like, I need challenge packs. That is what you're thinking. Like, you're not alone in that. But your mindset will switch a little bit as you get more practice. But so it just never really was able to get to the health and fitness side because the serious and the music side was just so predominant. So I kind of learned early on that I needed to lead with being a coach. But I will say that Summit was definitely an aha moment. Everyone told me, I literally just missed Summit like by 2 months, a month and a half really, when I signed up. I signed up August 1st actually. So I just missed Summit that first year. So last year was my first Summit. And everyone told me that it was going to be a game changer for your business. And I was like, okay, I'm sure it is. Like, I'm excited to be there, but it really was a game changer. You get so many ideas. You get so much excitement. I cried a few times. I'm going to cry again this year, I'm sure. Like, it's so emotional. What you want for yourself and for what you can do deep down. And again, you got to get out of your own head. And it's in you. And I feel like that getting out of your own mind and out of your own way comes out in Summit. It releases the fear and it builds the confidence for sure.
I'm so excited for the new coaches that get to go this year. They keep telling them, you have no idea. And it changes your life. And it
really does.
Cool.
And I'm so excited. I know some of my Fit Rock Club are on the call tonight. Some couldn't make it, but I know that I have more coaches coming this year, and I just couldn't be more ecstatic to be able to share that with my team. So I'm really excited.
Energy is it's crazy. I mean, 25,000 people that are like-minded and they want the same thing, and it's ridiculous. So I'm so excited.
Workouts make me cry. I'm like, get all emotional. I love Sean T. He makes me all mushy.
Yeah, the one thing that we get from new coaches is that they're worried about, they're not salespeople and they don't want to do anything that's not right for the person. What I tell them is that I don't look at challenge packs as a sale. I look at challenge packs as the best thing that's going to get them to their goal. The Shakeology, I actually just had a coach. He may be on this call. I can't see who all the 29 people are, but he was been on Shakeology for 2 years, and he actually messaged me saying he thinks that it's time for a change, and he thinks he's going to quit his Shakeology. Well, I said, can I talk to you about it? Let's talk about this. And he didn't respond, and then all of a sudden that his Shakeology didn't go through, and I was like, oh, he decided to not take it. Well, he just messaged me right before this call, and he said, hey, Ken, I've already made my decision. 1 week without Shakeology. I've already decided that I can't go without it. He bought a bag from a friend that had it available to him because he's up in Canada. So he is basically, because he went without it for a week, he doesn't feel good. Now he bought a bag from a friend until he can get his shipped to him. So that's the power of it. It's not something that it's nutrition for our bodies. I'm so glad that he's back on Shakeology, but the big thing is it's for the person. I'm looking long term. The people that are on Shakeology and doing programs just like the schedule says, they're going to be the ones that are here in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The ones that are going to be on this call, the ones that are going to be knowing each other on this call, and they're really going to be having a lifestyle of health and fitness and be living a healthier life. But the question I have for you is that, how do you know from the time you meet someone to the time you ask them to buy, to look at a third-party tool? Like, what do you have a feeling? Like, what do you do yourself that?
I read people, and there are many times where I will actually just say things and throw things out there and just say, when you're ready, or when I can give you more info. I just want you to know all your options. Even the same thing. There are actually some coaches or people I've signed on where, as they're deciding to be a customer, they've decided to go to coach. And as we're talking, I realize they might be open to being a coach, even if it starts out just as a discount coach or preferred customers. We're, trying to, we want to use that term. I really try to read people, and that goes back to asking questions and listening. I did an Instagram post not too long ago. I said, which is definitely something that Beachbody says all the time, but be interested, not interesting. So the more you can, I think as new coaches, we get really nervous and we feel like we got to talk a lot. And well, crap, I talk for a living. I know how to talk a lot. And after a couple of drinks, I'm even worse. So those who know me, but I've learned, this is one of the most beautiful things about Beachbody. Among many things, but it has taught me to stop talking and just listen. And I think from there you can gather if they're open and receptive to the next step, wherever you are, whether it's to sign them up with the challenge pack, whether it's to ask them to be a coach or, you really do have to become more interested in the people around you. And that's actually a weird thing for me, because in my line of work, everyone's like, they all want to ask me questions. So when I can actually turn it around and ask them questions, it's a nice change. It's a nice change.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your tips and
thanks for having me.
No problem. All right. So let's go ahead and open this up to question and answers. We have, you can unmute yourself. So is there any questions out there for Kayla, for Stephanie? Oh, it looks like Tutu has a question. Do you know how to unmute yourself, Tutu?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I just had a question for Kayla, because I just finished reading that GoPro book. And I mean, the script, and I was like, oh man, I cannot see myself saying any of this stuff ever, so I didn't take it that serious. But now you mentioned it again and how it's changed, was kind of a game changer for you. Is there any way you can kind of go about, just talk us through how you do it, kind of how you word it almost, and the 5 steps, the 5-step process?
Sure. So one of the things, I'll do this kind of briefly because I know we're running out of time, but what I'll do is I'll post in the Goal Crushers page the steps that I do and the questions that I ask when I initially start emailing with someone. I always ask them questions first. When they get that back to me, I get on the phone with them. So I'll break that down and I'll put that in the Goal Crushers page. Okay. But in terms of the scripts that are in GoPro, you have to think about who you want to send that to, who you're going to talk to, how you know them, what it is about that person that made you think of them, and then find the script that works and then just tweak it to make it sound like you. That's really what you have to do. Or, Sarah, I thought of you because I know how much you love running and you're always so energized, and I really thought you would be a great asset to my team, and I just started this new health and fitness business. If I send you some info, would you take a look at it? It could be something as simple as that, but I really do look at all the scripts where it's how he broke it up, and then I fine tune it to whoever I want to talk to. And by all means, I don't know that we're personally friends on Facebook, but by all means, send a friend request and you can privately message me and I'll help you out as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Can I add something to that? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so look, and I'm so glad I was delayed because this is an awesome call. I'm so glad to be part of this and watch it. So, with all of these things, it all boils down to you gotta just do it. You gotta go out there and just keep doing it. And the scripts are there to kind of help you, right? They're there to give you that thing in the back of your head that's like, okay, after I say this, then I should say something like this. Until you get better, until you're more relaxed, until you kind of learn how to read people and go with the flow. And that's what they're there for. And really, I mean, like, look, most of us have professions here, and we've all practiced a lot for those professions. We've studied, we've been to school, we've done countless hours investing into our chosen professions. Well, could we spend 5 or 10 minutes in the car practicing how to talk to someone?
Yeah,
That's how it happens. I mean, go over this, practice, look in the mirror, take your kids, talk to your 1-year-olds. Stephanie probably does that. She probably practices her speeches to, it's just a way of just getting it out of you, just to make you feel more relaxed. So, I mean, that's one of the things that I saw. And really, guys, all of this, and especially what both Stephanie and Kayla talked about, they are simple things. They're simple things that they do every day. There's no magic in it. There's no special reason that they get way more volume or they're in rank advancing. There's no special reason. They just do it, and they do it consistently. So these are simple things, right? But they're consistent with it, and this is key, they hustle. They hustle because they have big whys, and they want to get to the goal line of their why quickly. So it really boils down to what you want and when you want it. And if your why is big enough and if you want to get there, then by all means, it's time to hustle. It's time to forget about what other people think and just go for it. So,
hey, Paul, can I add to that and hustling? Yeah. Because I read the book No Excuses, and the one line out of like that entire book that stood out, and I've said this to my coaches as well. It says, why are there certain people who are successful and other people aren't? And he says, at the end of the day, successful people do what average people don't. And I made it in my mind. I said, you have been living your life average. Not that I haven't been successful at things or whatever, but I'm like, you're still average. I said, you are not an average person, so stop acting like it. And that is the conversation I have in my own head. When I'm exhausted and I don't want to sit on all I want to do is sit on the couch, I say, no, get up and do something. That's what you're saying, like hustle. Like average, I'm not average anymore. I am a successful person and I keep going. So,
yeah.
Be awesome. Just be awesome.
And get that book, Go for No. Everybody, read that book. It'll change your business. It's simple. It takes like an hour and a half to read.
I know. I read that one.
Next.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions here? Let's see. Do I see any hands? I got a couple screens.
I have a question real quick. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Kayla, what was the name of that app that you said? Was it Awesome List?
Awesome Note.
Awesome Note. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's a paid thing. I think it's like $1.99, but I love it. I think it's awesome. They put it in tabs, and you make the tabs whatever you want. So you customize it, and then you put whatever you need into that particular tab. You can set reminders. I got it actually from Chalene Johnson, and like almost a year and a half ago, and I still use it every day.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Anybody else? Any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
I'm wondering, Kayla, if you can share some more Instagram tips, in particular, like how you convert your followers to Facebook or have them email you or your like page. Like how do you do that successfully?
Well, my first suggestion is to invest in Chalene Johnson's Instagram training. That's what I did. But as far as some of the tips that she's given me, the main thing really with social media in general, but just because I'm heavy on Instagram, is you have to have an online presence. So that means that you have to post regularly. And if you can at least start with one a day, but be consistent, and then be consistent with that and work your way up to 3 times a day. There's a website that's called iconosquare, ICONO Square.com, iconosquare.com. that you can actually track your Instagram. So you'll know what posts, pictures are doing well, what time people are on your page. So you'll be able to know better when to post. So I use that. In fact, actually, I haven't even checked in on that site in a while. I'm been meaning to do that, but now that I'm kind of settled in the new place, it's on my to-do list. But so the Iconosquare is really helpful to just kind of know what to post and what pictures are working. In the beginning, I didn't really know what to post other than just everyone saying, make it of valued content. So I just did everything of value, that I thought was of value. What I learned is that people want to see me more often. They want to know that I'm working out. They want music stuff related, obviously. Like I follow Janelle Summers, and Janelle Summers does really well where food, people want to know about what she's eating. And so food does well, but food doesn't do that well for me. So it's like little things like that that you'll learn from Iconosquare. So you have to have an online presence, 1, by posting, and then 2, by going to other people's pages. So you have to start following other people and liking pictures, posting on other people's pictures. Some pages you might want to just like pictures and post, comment, some pages you might actually want to follow. But the more you consistently do that, it's going to grow. Once I started doing the training, and I haven't even finished the training, like this is how behind I am. But so far of what I've learned and implemented, I started increasing my likes by 100 a week. And just in the last month, I'm now averaging another 100 followers every few days. So it's starting to grow. I finally broke 10,000 followers mid-May, and I'm already at 10,700 followers. So it's really starting to take off. So you got to be on it, but be on it when it's like mindless time. Like I always use the example, like first thing in the morning you wake up, like you go pee, grab your phone and like a couple pictures, like make a comment, like sit on the toilet for a minute. Who cares? Like no one has to know. But that's what I do. Commuting, some people are on a train, you could do it then. But and social media is where you're going to branch out to the cold market. So that's where your business is going to really take off. You have your warm market and the people and that's great. But if it's really gonna soar and take off to like 6 figures, you need a cold market, 100%. So you gotta definitely invest time into social media. So.
I wanted to just add something to what Kayla said too. A few weeks ago, we came across a video on YouTube, and she was then a 5-star coach. She may be more now, but her name is Elise Hubbard, and she built her entire team off of Instagram. We'll go ahead and we'll post it in the comments section here below. It's 45 minutes long, but it's amazing. It's the best Instagram quick training. She gives you really good quick tips and tricks, and she has a little handout that you print out beforehand so that you can follow along and take notes. And I sent it out to my team last week, and we've been working on redoing all of our Instagram accounts and following her leads, and it's really good. So make sure that you can set a time aside sometime this week and watch it for your personal development, because it's really good.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, guys, so we're going on 52 minutes here. I think we got a lot of good information out of this call. The couple key points that I want to get out is that be yourself. Just talk to people. You want to become friends. You want to trust. You want them to trust you, because obviously we want to build, a team, and they have to trust you to do that. So do that, but don't be afraid to reach out. Also, get to events. If you can't get the summit on July 25th, there will be a Super Saturday. There's over 300 of them around the nation and Canada. So if you need help finding that, reach out to any of us, and we will definitely help you find Super Saturdays. And then also make sure that you're doing your research on the new products. The first one being Size, the new program that's coming out, and the supplements that are coming out. So great call, guys. Our next call will be in 2 weeks, I think. Follow the team calendar to figure that out. But great job. And if you have any questions that you didn't get to ask on here, go ahead and post it in the Goal Crushers team page, and we will talk to you next time. Bye, guys.